Interestingly, there's this kind of almost unbearable temptation that small business owners have to fight against. And it's this, that we go get a customer and we get the customer to pay us money and become a customer, a client of ours, and then we want to grow the company. So what do? We go back and we try to get more customers. Well, today we're going to focus on not going out and getting more customers, but taking an existing customer that might be worth $300 to us. How do we turn that customer into a $1,000 customer? Now I realize that's not twice, that's a little more than twice, but you get the idea. Sometimes we go out and we try to get more customers it actually costs us, maybe that much money to go get the customer, and our profit is almost gone. So we're going to say there are great ways that we can get more customers. That's not the focus there. We're going to say, how do we take this $300 customer and grow them into a $1,000 customer? And we're going to share three specific areas that we're going to focus on in order to do that. So the first thing we want to do is we, of course, have to create systems around wowing our customers. They got to walk out. They have to leave their experiences with us as a business and say, man, that was awesome. That was amazing. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to increase the lifetime customer value through specific ways. We're going to talk about how to increase the frequency that our customers do business with us, to lengthen the relationship and even increase the transaction size. And the third thing we're going to talk about is how to turn every one of our customers into a referral machine so that they are talking about us, sharing us with their friends, and in the end, we create these customers that are worth so much more to us. So, Brina, let's jump over and let's get started and show people how we can do this. We've got 22 minutes left. Let's do it.
Awesome. Let's dive in. And as we're diving into Infusionsoft here, again, that's what I use. That's what I'm familiar with. And we're really going to focus on creating the systems. We all know that we should be asking for referrals. Every small business owner knows that they should be sending like a birthday card, right? Sending something that's nice, that's going to make customers more impressed with them. However, we get caught up in the day-to-day. The person I hired and told to do it doesn't do it consistently, which is really the key there, right? Consistency. That's why we rely on the systems to do the same thing every time with less stress, which is the goal.
Yes.
So let's kind of dive in and take a look at it here. So like what we talked about was immediately after the purchase, we want to systematically say, I'm going to wow you, customer, as soon as you come on board, as soon as that purchase happens. And then we're going to dive into a couple of other things. So do you mind if we start with the wow?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to dive in here. What we're looking at here is the campaign builder in Infusionsoft. This is just where we build the system, where we set the system up to do what we want it to do automatically. So I'm going to double click on this item right here as a sequence. It's just where the stuff happens, and I'm going to go set it up. I'm going to double click here.
So the idea behind what we're trying to accomplish here is we want to welcome new customers in with a bang. We want to make sure that we really set ourselves apart from other people they do business with, our competitors. And so we want to get creative here. And the very first thing is we want to make sure we're communicating well. So let's start with that.
Heck yes. So probably the first thing we would do in this example would be to send them an email, right? As soon as they make that purchase, no matter what time of day that purchase is, again, depending on my business, I want them to get that wow immediately. So some kind of welcome and wow message. So that could include anything from an orientation to being my customer. Here's how you contact me if you need help. Here's how, if you need to reschedule an appointment, here's who you contact. I might even include a coupon or an offer right there immediately after the purchase as a big thank you.
Great, and I think we'll continue our example here with the chiropractor that we've been using in some of these other videos. In this one, there are just a couple of ideas to give you a taste of the things you might want to try here. So what we might say here is, hey, thank you so much for becoming a patient of such and such chiropractic clinic. If you print this email out, the next time you come, we're going to give you a complimentary back massage, which is one of the services we offer. But we want to make sure as a new customer you feel the love. So bring this coupon in, and we'll do that. Also, here are some helpful numbers. This is the number that you want to call in order to schedule any of your chiropractic visits. This is da-da-da. This is our website where you can find some of our supplements that we offer to you. So it's just really, we're over-communicating. We're making sure that people understand that we really care about them. Then the next thing that we always recommend that customers do is get creative about some way that you could spend even a small amount of money to send a gift out to your customers. Send a little welcome package that makes sure that they know, holy cow, this company is different. I mean, think about it. As a consumer, how often do you get a thanks for becoming a customer package in the mail? Probably not very much at all. So you're almost guaranteed to stand out. But if you throw a little bit of, if you throw maybe even $5, throw $5 into it and say, okay, what can I do for $5 that would take even just a letter I would send and take it to the next level? So we'll take our little example here. Let's jump over to Amazon, and we searched, I think, for like back massage or something like that. We were thinking that thematically that might work. So you can see here, even for $1.69, we could go get these little head scalp massager thingies and send that thing out in the mail for, I don't know what that would cost, maybe another couple bucks to mail it tops. So we're talking $3, and we've already done something that will set us apart in the mind of our prospect, just with that little teeny effort.
Yep, and the benefit also is here, this is something I'm sending to their home, right? So I'm bringing my business and that positive experience where they live so that it's something that they carry with them. They don't just experience me in the office, they experience my awesome business right where they live.
Be creative, and it, again, it just doesn't take that much time. Maybe have all of your staff sit around and say, all right, what could we do that would be really cool for people? Yeah. So let's talk about how that works then back here. So you said send welcome gift. What's this little...
This is a fulfillment list, so it basically creates a list for me, and then I could have a spreadsheet ready and waiting for whoever in my office is going to send those out. So then once a week they go in, see for any new customers that came in, they've been put on that list automatically, and then they pull the list, send out the gift, done. Or it could be something that that I send out to someone outside of my business, right? So if I have a fulfillment house that I work with, or some other outside mechanism that's going to send those gifts for me, then I would still have that automatically being sent to that person or that company.
Great. Love it.
Making it easy.
All right, so now we are systematically making sure every customer is, and by the way, we could add more here. We just give a couple of quick examples, and we'll show you later how we'll do more ongoing wow, but this is just to make sure every time somebody becomes a new patient in our chiropractic clinic, we're kind of knocking their socks off a little bit.
So as soon as we wow them, obviously that's best practice, and now it's happening systematically every single time someone purchases. Amazing, right? Or becomes a new patient in this example. But then another great best practice is to send every single person after the purchase a satisfaction survey, right? Tell me about your experience. Were you satisfied? Yes or no? I could just give them a simple link to click. Were you satisfied? Yes. If they click yes, then I would say, yeah, they're promoting me. They're satisfied. So I want to ask those people who had a positive impression of me for a referral. And then, however, if they didn't, then I need someone to reach out to that person.
Yeah, and on the flip side, I've heard many small business owners say, you know what, it's our angry customers that actually end up becoming our best customers. When there's an opportunity for you as a company to reach out and really go above and beyond and show that customer service, it actually creates a much stronger bond.
Absolutely. So we're kind of have two different things happening at once here, right? So what I'm doing is I'm systematically asking the people who want to promote me, people who are satisfied, for a referral. I'm also systematically making sure that everybody who wasn't satisfied is going to get reached out to. So I'm going to have a task automatically created for my person in the office who makes those calls, right? So then what you're mentioning, Scott, here is that if they're making those calls, I've got a high likelihood that I'm going to turn that dissatisfied customer into a satisfied customer. And if that happens, then what do I want to do systematically every time when they're satisfied?
Ask them
for a referral. So that's another way they could end up in this process systematically, right? And then as soon as I ask them for a referral, that's happening again systematically every time. And then I'm going to move them into this process. That's the ongoing wow you were talking about.
Great. So, but maybe before we jump in there, let me just kind of reiterate for people. So back, let's kind of start at the beginning. This is the shopping cart. And I'm guessing that none of you probably use a shopping cart in your business. This is just to represent that somebody buys. So maybe in the case of the chiropractic office, a new patient would come in, we would capture their information, and somebody would go enter their name and email and so forth into Infusionsoft, right? So that starts the whole process there. They get immediately, so maybe by the time they get home, they already have this email, right? From our, and it could come from the people at the front desk, or it could come from the owner of the company, whatever. And the fulfillment list is already queued to go out, so that whole process is starting. Then the customer satisfaction, that's going to come in an email. So an email would show up, and inside the email you'd have, one of the practices we have is make sure we're doing a good job. Da, da, da. If you thought we're doing a good job, click yes here and click no here. And just by clicking on that link, our crankies would go down here, and we would be notified. One of the people on in your company or you would be notified. Hey, so and so just rated us poorly on our customer satisfaction survey. That would start this, and our happies would go up here automatically, and they'd start that process. The irony is that good automation actually is what enables good human personal relationship stuff.
100%. And it's the consistency we talked about a few minutes ago, right? It's making sure it happens every single time. So the fact that I have automation helping me out here, automation is what is going to create that task for the person who makes the calls every single time.
Now, one other quick comment. We talked in our conceptual video, but some people actually have a structured incentive program for referrals, right? So it might be like, hey, one of our we have a choice. We could either pay money to go advertise and acquire new customers. If you're willing to share the word about us, we'd love to reward you for that. And so any customer you bring, we'll give you X, Y, and Z. We'll give you a head scalp. No, we'll give you, you bring us a customer and that month's chiropractic care is free, or you'll get 10 free back massages or whatever the case is. But what's most important is not necessarily that you have a structured incentive program. It's that, like clockwork, you're actually asking for referrals, and you're really creating a culture of referral-based customer acquisition in your company. Your customers know about it, or patients in this case. All right, so now we've gotten all the way to the point where we need to make sure that we don't want to just have this big bang in the very beginning of everything, and then all of a sudden we go dark. So let's talk about some of these ongoing wow things that we can do to make sure that we're increasing the lifetime value of every one of those customers.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and dive into this sequence here. I've got this set up for us with some best practices already, so I'm going to double click and go inside here. And don't be overwhelmed. There's a lot of awesomeness happening here. But let's start at the top. So we talked about increasing our lifetime customer value. That means increasing the transaction value, right? So one thing we could do is after a couple weeks, after they become a customer or a new patient, we can make an upsell offer. In the case of our chiropractor, maybe we have products that we sell, supplements, things like that. So we're saying, great, we're going to give you a little coupon dollars off to make this additional purchase that they wouldn't have made otherwise.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And the thing that we might want to think about too is where are natural points where it makes it makes sense to upsell additional things. This is, we put this example in here that 2 weeks after somebody comes, it makes sense to start to offer a coupon for some supplements, right? But we might find that typically people that are 3 to 5 months into their treatment process, they have a kind of common set of needs. So this is really can be adapted to the different business model or to your specific business model. But the point is, we've got to be asking for upsells systematically. And remember, people are only coming into this sequence once we've kind of demonstrated our initial we've wowed them, really, right? They're either saying yes to that initial survey or they're saying no, and we fixed the problem, and that's how they get into this particular set of follow-up.
Absolutely. What you see in the next level there is that we are at the 6-month mark. We're going to have a 6-month anniversary. You've been with us for 6 months. We're so excited to have a relationship with you, XYZ. And what we're seeing here, that little fancy schmancy phone, is representing a voice broadcast, which is just an automated voicemail message that goes out 6 months afterwards to celebrate, hey, you've been with us 6 months. We're so excited to have you. It can be very, very personal and very, very specific because it's going out specifically at their 6-month anniversary. And then 6 months later, they have a 1-year anniversary. Maybe we give them something special, again, another free massage, whatever it is that we have to offer at that point.
So that's literally the phone. I come home after being at work all day, and I listen to my voicemail message, and it says, hey, this is Dr. Martineau, and I just wanted to thank you. It's been 6 months since you came to our clinic, and we love having you as a patient, and we hope to keep you for life.
And then we're also going to wow them. You see the last 2 lines there. We're going to send them an email on their birthday and an email on their wedding anniversary. So again, this is what we talked about before, right? It's stuff that we all know that we should be doing. People appreciate it, but let's not send the cheesy little postcard, or nothing. Let's actually send them something. We could put a little treat in there. We could send them a link to something else that's awesome, a coupon, and it could be anything.
And earlier you showed the example of how you could do a fulfillment, like send something in the mail. And this is the type of thing that very simply we can tweak this and say, if I want to invest in it, I can send an anniversary gift, a pair of movie tickets, for your anniversary on us or whatever. And all of this, the beautiful thing about the systems is that all of this is going to happen completely automatically. In fact, I can come in here and change this, even for people that have already been added to it. This will happen automatically. So.
Yep. Again, this is where we can start to get creative. And the reason we have the freedom to be creative is because we've got the consistent system and process happening every time. I'm not going to forget to send the email because I've already set it up. They're going to get it on their birthday.
Yes. Beautiful. All right. So we're wowing them on an ongoing basis.
You bet we are.
So one of the things we wanted to talk with you about, too, is this idea that so statistically speaking, when somebody refers somebody else to your business, they are significantly more likely to refer again than the rest of your customers. So given that, and the fact that we're thankful that they refer us, we want to make sure that every single time that we get a referral from somebody, we're thanking that person. So we got a couple, and I might have gone out of order. I came out of order. That's okay. So scroll up a little bit more. Oh, here we go. No, I see it. I'm sorry.
We're there. We're good.
All right. So this right here is somebody gave us a referral, and we're going to not only are we going to ask for referrals systematically, like we talked about, we're going to thank people who gave us referrals systematically.
So does it have to be a $10 gift card? No. Could it just be an email saying, thank you, I'm a human being, and I'm thanking you as another human being? Absolutely. It could be an incentive program like Scott mentioned earlier. The point is again, that we're doing it consistently every time because we're saying we value you. You help my business. I value that interaction.
And that is marketing right there. That is what will increase word of mouth. I mean, none of you know Madison's dentist, but she's already talking about that person. They haven't spent any money on you or me. They've just loved on Madison a little bit, and now she's giving back. So that's strategy number one right here. The other strategy we want to talk about is this idea that, okay, this process right here of asking for referrals, we've put that systematically in place. So we get a new customer, we make sure that they're happy with us, and if so, we ask for referrals. But what about on an ongoing basis? Let's say that somebody's walking out of our clinic and they're just on fire. Oh man, maybe I'm at the front desk and they're talking, we're chit-chatting, and they're saying, how are you feeling? Oh, I'm feeling so much better. This is like night and day. I can't believe I've been to 5 chiropractors. Nobody could fix it, and Dr. Martineau is the bomb, whatever, right? So this system here gives the person at the front desk the ability to say, okay, we have an elated customer. This is the great time to ask for a referral. So they could literally go in and with a click of a button initiate this sequence where not because they just came in, but because I know that they're happy, I'm asking for a referral. It could be something like, I see on Facebook that one of our patients is, saying kind things about us. Great. Let's put them in that sequence, and, a couple days later it says, hey, if you're happy with the services, please refer us. It's one of the best ways you can thank us, etc.
Absolutely. I mean, and again, what I keep hearing you saying makes me happy that we're doing it systematically, we're doing it consistently, and that we're designing a system right here that's going to make it very simple for my office staff to do that, right? So with a couple clicks, they're able to generate that process, make sure it happens.
All right. So thanks everybody for the time today. I just want to come back to the concept that we talked about in the beginning, which is it's very tempting to go back to the top of your funnel and look for new customers. But instead, what can we do? We can do that. But in addition to that, to get more revenue, what can we do to turn our $300 customers into our $1,000 customers? It doesn't take that much effort. It does take some time. It takes some energy to get it set up. But in the end, when you have this system, you're going to rock. The final thought I have, by the way, is big businesses, I don't think, have a chance to compete with you around this. They're not able to organize in a way that will really, I mean, maybe with 5 exceptions in the world, you literally, as a small business owner, have the ability to wow your customers at a level that they can only dream of. Let's not squander that. Let's take advantage of that opportunity. Let's be creative. Spend some time on Amazon looking for that wowing welcome gift. Put these systems in place, and let's watch your revenue skyrocket.